Hi everyone. I have a challenge for you. No, I have a challenge for today. I must work on this basic material. It is Juniper's chinensis, and this has been in my web shop for around 1 year. The cost of this tree is 90 euros, which is very cheap, but doesn't look so appealing. I don't know why, but for any reason, nobody wanted to purchase it. I think it's time to make something nice from the tree, and it will be interesting to work on it and see what I can get from it, and if in the same step I can encourage all the beginners and those who must work on the basic material, I will be happy. So stay with me, motherfucker. Don't go away. Don't skip this video because it's going to be fucking good. What is the first step when we are going to work in a basic material like this, and especially if it is raw material? Well, the first step is to find the nebari. And why is very important? Because we need to study the tree and know how is each element on it. So we need to remove the soil in the surface and discover the main roots. So if you find very tiny roots, continue removing soil and cutting them, because the roots are not flowing inside the pot. In some point are connected to the tree, and this is what we must find. So the main roots and the nebari, because that will help us to know exactly how the tree is. Sometimes the trunks are longer than we see, and they are deep in the pot, or maybe we have some interesting movement that we are not seeing, or maybe it is too straight and we need to solve this problem, or maybe it's a forest, or maybe it's a natsuranari or multiple trunk. So very important, always remove the soil from the surface and find the nebari. You see that the nebari is deep. I haven't found it yet, and I dig something like that depth. And you see that I'm cutting many roots because it's obvious that the tree hasn't been repotted in a long time, and I need to continue looking for that nebari. It's important. I think I'm getting closer because the base is getting wider, but there is no clue about the small trees. So I will continue with the same process and see what happens. Now you see what I explained at the beginning, and you can see now that the trunk was so deep inside the pot, but now I have the nebari. It's quite well developed, and the roots are spread all around, but there is not many interesting roots connecting its trunk. So I think it could be possible to break it in pieces and make a little forest, or just working on it like that. So we'll see. And now I want to show you how is the trunk structure, and you see that it's formed by many big branches, like tubular and cylindrical and with no tapering or movement. So it's going to be quite tough, and I should put a lot from myself on the tree to get something interesting. Because the work on the foliage is going to take quite a long time. I'm going to use the tape to keep the moisture inside the root ball. So I will wrap the tape all around to keep it more moisture. So in case of repotting, I should cut all these roots. But I want to keep so this is I'm not doing this to keep them, but to keep the moisture inside and work more comfortably. So let's wrap it. The basic idea to work on this tree is that I need to reduce it. Because the volume, because it is too big and it is like a big cloud or like a bush, and you know that this is not the shape or the ideal image that juniper chinensis should bring to your eyes. So I'm going to reduce it a lot, and I need to give movement, and that means that the most boring sections of the branches will be cut off, and also I want to work with all the trunks, and you know that in a kind of forest or multiple trunk, the smaller trees are in the back, so I need to move the front to something like this. I don't know exactly yet. Okay. The most interesting trunk is this one. You see? Why? Because have some movement here in the base, here and here. But after these two branches, you see, it's too straight, cylindrical, boring. So I will cut it off, and I will reproduce the same system in the whole tree. So I have some movement here, but in these two branches, but not here. So I will reduce, and I want to make something not so tall, but wide. So what you are just about to see is a massive pruning. What I've done so far has been the main pruning with the branch cutter, but now I need to make something more, something finer with the scissor, and I need to remove all these small branches in yellow color that are before this point, this division, when the branch turned from one into smaller branches. So I'm not going to work with this, and I need to do that in the whole tree. So it's a simple work, but it needs time. There there is not much to remove. So most of the leaves that I don't want are off of the tree, and now what the next step is to create the genes, because well, a few branches was cut and I let a piece of branch to create a gene just in case, and maybe I will make some sari in some branches. This one, for instance, that I want to bend a lot, and I will open the sari, and maybe I will remove some wood from inside. So, and then well, I will decide during the process how to continue and what to do. But after that, of course, will come wiring and some improvising. Now I have some doubts about how to create a tree. I mean, my idea at the beginning was to work with this branch and this, and make something very small. After I thought that I could also work with this line as a main trunk and create the apex here. So something like this and this. But I'm still not sure about what I'm going to do. Because of that, I'm going to create my first branch with this one, and I will use my magic tape, and then I will decide. So I will make like a natural process by which I start working with these two ideas that none of them make impossible to make the other, and we'll see. As I said, something more intuitive and natural. Finally, I made up my mind and I decide that I will follow the first idea of making a small tree, and that means that the second is out, and I'm going to cut this trunk with this branch and this branch. Little by little, I've been shaping the two main trunks, and as you may see, it's, well, have some interest and nice movement. You see this tree here that I tied. Well, the thing is, I'm not going to use it because it's too far from the other trunks, and I will split from the main root ball, because after my idea is to repot the whole thing. And now I have to work in these two trunks that are at the back, because I want to give them a nice movement in the trunk. I will use my tape, and then I'll wire, and well, I hope it gives some other interesting points with these lines, and will create not only the foliage but the back of the tree with more interest. So let's see what happens. Did you realize that I will keep 4 trunks? And you know that this is a rule that is very bad. Are you afraid of I could go to the bonsai's hell? So please don't worry, because I will solve it in a few minutes with a little trick that I will use here to stop this symmetrical image that I will have if I work with these 4 trunks. The work on the foliage is done. I could solve the problem with the 4 trunks, creating a new small trunk coming from the branch of the smallest tree, as you may see here. I also give a lot of movement to the small trees like this and this, and this it's created effect that every tree have a lot of movement. You know that at the beginning the trunks were straight, and especially the big trunks was impossible to give that movement, but by pruning and selecting the right branches and also creating this effect here in the smallest trunks, I could make the flow of the tree more, and the trunks more like snaky and with a lot of movement. You know that this is a trunk that I will split from the group, so forget about this. And what I'm going to do now is repot it, because well, the tree has been many years here, and there is a thick section of root here that is stuck and very compact. So I want to give fresh soil to the new roots, and now give some balance, because I reduce a lot of foliage. I also want to give this balance to the roots, and I will for this repotting I choose a new pot, of course, and it is a stone slab from Japan, and it will be a kind of landscape. Sorry. Kind of landscape, and I hope that this stone emphasize the feeling of wind flowing and nature. see, finally it was possible to create something nice from this basic material. I'm very satisfied. I hope you enjoy watching the video, and of course I would like that you could take ideas to work on this kind of material. Just to remind you to subscribe to my channel, for us is very important. We will keep working on new videos, so see you very soon. Bye.